Hey guys, welcome to my little video. We are looking at FTL on normal difficulty. This is Swiffle from Mostly Harmless. This game is freaking hard. I've been playing it fairly hardcore for the last few days. We're at Sector 8, the last stand. If you want to skip ahead and just look at the boss fight, you can go ahead. I'll include some links for that. We're going to look at our ship setup here. Got everything pretty hardcore twinked out. Had a scrap recovery arm in like Sector 4 or 5. And then sold it like a doofus in Sector 8, because I didn't think I'd get that much more scrap, like towards the beginning of Sector 8. But it actually would have come in useful to get a little bit extra scrap, so... We're in Sector 8, we are still trying to get some more scrap, upgrade a few more things. I got a little bit extra there, I want to get... I do have shields max, I'd like to get engines max for a bit more. I didn't get the cloaking device. I know people love the cloaking device for these last final fights, but... I've beaten this game once before, didn't have it then either, so it's good. It is freaking good. It's really freaking expensive, costs a lot of power too. We're gonna fight some trash here. Like, some of these fights are optional. This one I chose if I try to max out my engines, like I said, and maybe get a little more oxygen, etc., etc. We have a boarding team. It's a mantis and a human. They're not actually that high skill, unfortunately, because I had an earlier boarding team which went down with a ship. Don't remember exactly what happened, but I lost a mantis and his partner earlier in the game, which sucked. Managed to pick up a lot of crew after that. As you can see, we have a full 8 crew members. We do have a couple burst lasers Mark II, a heavy laser, and an ion bomb. The ion bomb being one of the freaking best weapons in the game. That thing is amazing. Like, practically totally disables the system. I've not figured out the best place to board, but I do like boarding the helm, disabling the pilots so they can't dodge. I've definitely noticed that their dodge rate goes down when if you kill the helm, all your shots will land, so that's pretty amazing. I do like trying to take out other things too. Shields or weapons would be nice, but the rooms are always size 4, you can only beam 2 people in at a time, so that tends to not be a great boarding party. I'm definitely marking a lot of things here. Boarding parties take some damage. We have their boarding parties in our shield room. I have drones, an anti-ship drone, and an anti-personnel drone. I never got a defense drone in this game, trust me. I was looking out for it the whole game. Did not come up once. So, I'm using the ship drone and the anti-personnel drone, not because I really want to. I do like the anti-ship drone. I'm not a huge fan of the anti-personnel drone, although it is pretty strong. Would have preferred a defense drone, but my defense drone Mark I. Although Mark II uses a ton of power, is very good. So, just trying to finish off their crew members, get as much scrap as I can. You definitely get a lot more for a successful boarding party, for those that don't know. Taking out their med bay, if they have one, helps with the boarding party. Also warped in a second boarding party. I did upgrade my teleporter all the way to level 3 at some point. A 10-second cooldown instead of a 15 or 20-second cooldown. I don't have any rockmen and I only have 1 mantis, so my boarding party is not ideal, but it still does a pretty decent amount of damage and keeps them tied up for a while. So I'm trying to hunt down the last crew while not losing my boarding party. I've lost so many boarding parties to fire or like a ship cloaked. My boarding party was still in it, then like it exploded or something and I lost my boarding party. Like, definitely keeping close tabs on them by microing them as much as I can. Take out the med bay again, make sure they can't heal. I was kind of lazy, didn't upgrade sensors, so I don't know where the stupid crew is, so I have to go through each room and hunt them down. It is only 25, but hey, you know what? Some things are just more important. So, managed to finish them off, get 84 scrap. We get a reverse ion field. Now, the thing about that was I already had one, so as you can see here, automated reloader, 2 reverse ion fields. I think they do stack, which is kind of cool because the final boss does have a triple ion cannon, I believe. Certainly far from ideal. I mean, I'd love to have a shield recharge, for example, or a lot of other good accessories out there. Can't think of them off the top of my head. So we pulled a ton of scrap from that. 198 shields are already maxed. We can get some more points and drives here. Get power, the reactor's maxed out at 25. Looks like the flagship is a couple jumps away. Make the next jump, see what we got there. ship has 4 shields. I've seen some enemy ships that have 5 shields, which is kind of interesting because your ship definitely can't get that much. So boarding in, gonna take out the helm. Lasers are charging up, and they are countering on the boarding party, so power down the med bay, power up the anti-personnel drone, and we'll get the anti-ship drone hacking away at their shields too, as our lasers charge up. Take out their pilots, try to fend off their boarding party. I kind of screwed up there. Burst laser was powered down because I moved my Zoltan guy around, unfortunately. Those guys are definitely great, giving you the extra power, but when you do move them around, it does kind of screw things up there, and it doesn't really power down my laser, so I don't have enough power to punch through their shields. Using an ion bomb to try to disable them. Unfortunately, I missed. I don't know, I guess the miss rate on bombs is the same as everything else. It's kind of weird, it just teleports into space. So, let's see, to control the helm. This ship does not have a med bay, which makes things easier for the boarding party for sure. The main thing about not having either the cloak or the defense drone is missiles frickin' wreck me. Some of those heavy missile launchers that do 4 damage. I do have a high dodge rate, but when one of those things lands, man, it freaking hurts. So, I'm trying to disable their weapons, finish off their crew. I'm actually looking for the crew. They have 2 guys on my ship. Would have been nice if I had a slug so I could see their crew. Like, the slug or the sensors would have been helpful, but, you know, take what you get. The game's random, you don't always get everything you want at all, so that's just how it goes. So finish off these 3 guys and have their weapons disabled so they're not gonna miss me for any more damage. Managed to keep my hull at full, so that's good. Micro in the med bay there too. Obviously, fending off the opposing boarding parties near the med bay, definitely helpful. If you can't just cycle people in and out, do as much damage as you can, and then try to have your guys live. And keep in mind that, like, you can get your guys low, but you don't want to get them too low because then a stray missile or laser can take them out, so it's kind of annoying that their boarding party ported out as mine also ported out of their ship. So we'll just get some repairs and finish things off. So I beat this game. This is the Kestrel, the base layout of the Kestrel. I did beat it with the Taurus earlier, as I mentioned. I did fraps that too, like the ending part of that. I did have another ship that was closing up, then power went out. It was actually earlier, well, very late at night. Power went out, and I restored a save, but the save was not there when I woke up this morning, unfortunately, so that made me pretty sad, because I thought I had a decent ship. It was also a Kestrel with a slightly different layout. I had some more ion blasts and such. And I actually had the drones I wanted. As well as the cloak. Yeah, I think I had the cloak too. So we got some scrap, managed to max out the engine, so we obviously don't need the extra weapon power because we're only using 2 burst lasers, a heavy laser, and an ion bomb, which is 6 power. I put in the 7th just because having my weapons get powered down kind of sucks, and I didn't feel like anything else is really useful. Like having sensors for this fight, like there's compartments are mostly locked up, so the guys don't move around. There's 1 guy in each weapon station, and a couple guys that float around like shields or drone bay or whatever. So their ship cloaks, then uncloaks actually pretty quick. So that's when it's a weak cloak. I'm trying to take out the missile launcher with a boarding party, so could have taken out the helm, went for the missile launcher, because that thing's the most deadly. Obviously, again, I don't have a defense laser. I don't have, like, that is just, it hard counters my ship. So I was hoping that we could take that out pretty quickly. And unfortunately, their missiles didn't hit too hard. Took out half of the med bay. And now I'm trying to decide if I take out the lasers, the ion cannon, or the shields. I think I just go for the shields here. Like, I only had 1 burst laser 2 initially, picked up the 2nd one near the end of the game. But I think gained from a boarding party, which is pretty convenient. And then you can see I moved my Zoltan guy out of the weapons bay again, and the stupid burst laser powered down. So that's a problem. like power keeps fluctuating because of shields get hit by the ion cannon. So power that back up. I'm trying to take out the ion cannons that screws with my weapons. Like the first part of this, not too amazingly hard. It does have a full array of weapons, but like mainly the missile launcher is the most deadly. The triple missile launcher, yeah, that screws you over pretty fast, breaches all your shields. So you can see, got my guys taking out the missile launcher, got my other guys taking out the ion cannon. The first one's the ion cannon, second one's heavy laser, third is the triple missile launcher. So, I swear that my guys took out the missile launcher, but it fired anyway. Maybe it was still orange before they took it out, I don't know. And the fourth one is like a glaive beam or something that hits pretty hard and penetrates shields slightly, I guess. They managed to land a hit on the helm, but that's not good because my dodge percent goes from like 50 to 0. So, yeah, that's not good. It's also like they're ion in my shields. My shields are down to 1. I am trying to kill a ship. I do have most of their weapons damaged. Their ion cannon's about to go down. The multiple missile launcher was taken down. Hopefully. They still have 3 shields, so I'm trying to disable the ion cannon. And then I'm going to burst with the lasers on something. The anti-ship drone is pecking away at things. So yeah, my shields got taken out there for a moment, and then the glaive beam, or the halberd beam, I guess, only did 2 damage when it came in and wrecked some things. The drone control bay also got hit. Fortunately, didn't really matter because the anti-ship drone is still active. Ship cloaks, can't port the party off when the ship cloaks, so I have to wait that out. Trying to shuffle some guys around for some repairs. NG's obviously amazing for repairs. Only have 1 of them here, but that's still pretty awesome. Ship uncloaks, I can board or I can get my party off. I'm gonna try and... I was thinking about porting my boarding party in to get their shields, but the ship actually doesn't have shields up right now. And the ship's gonna die soon. If I have my boarding parties over there, well, I don't want to be killing the ship. So I'm just gonna actually recall my 2 crew members. I didn't really like doing... I set my main gunner and my main engine guy over just because I wanted to, like, screw their weapons up a bit. Not actually a great idea because having extra engine experience and weapon experience obviously improves the recharge and dodge rate respectively. But sending Insulta on the board, obviously not that good. Like, I need some Rockmen, need more Mantis phone, and do that more effectively. Shields coming back up, sending in the EMP, the ion bomb. Does 4 damage, which took out 2 shields. So bursting of lasers, get some hits in. So yeah, it looks like the missile launcher and the ion cannons have not fired, so I think when the missile launcher fired at me, it was still orange. It just confused me a bit because I looked at it right after and it was red, so I guess that was how things went. Well, that was just great. 3 heavy lasers, every single one of them hit with a 48% dodge rate. And the glaive beam hit me up again. Alright, finish them off there. Ship beams away. Got a little bit of scrap, probably anything. Got lucky here, there's a repair station right nearby. Usually you don't get that lucky. Like sometimes I have not had access to any repair stations, and then subsequently, ship got destroyed pretty quickly. We only have 33 scrap here, so what the heck, upgrade the oxygen. Yeah, it helps, because then I can draw more power from it. And then power it down, then when I need the oxygen again, just power it up pretty quickly, and that can restore itself, so... Sometimes I upgrade it even earlier. Yeah, just healing my guys up here, make sure everything has full oxygen, get my crew in position, boarding parties ready, engine guys ready, make sure I get my right crew on stations, because you can have multiple guys in a station, but you want to make sure that your most veteran crew member is manning that station. Flagship's right there, we're going in. We're freaking going in! So power to the drones. So, like with drones, it could be beam drones, anti-ship drones, Freaking boarding drones, pretty dangerous. I can see why this part screws people up. It definitely has taken me out numbers of times when I have had lesser ship setups or gotten here. Not as much scrap, not as much upgrades, etc. I decided that I thought the multi-missile launcher, like boarding it wasn't as effective, so I'm gonna board the helm. I don't actually agree with that. I think taking out the multiple missile launcher was a great idea. I just didn't realize how effective it was because I thought it kept shooting at me when it was red, when in fact it wasn't. The other already got a boarding drone on board. Fortunately, it warped in a kind of a sucky spot. I'm drawing some power. Oxygen's powered down, I'm trying to fight it off. I'm getting lasers and the beam powered up, or the bomb powered up. Anti-personnel drone is actually most effective against that boarding drone. I think they're actually the same thing, probably one-on-one exactly. Taking out the shields here. Ion bomb's about to come up. There's no pilot, so I mean, this must help tremendously. The ship doesn't dodge. Usually, like, as you get to Sector 6, 7, and 8, their ships will dodge a ton, so I have to imagine that, like, taking out the pilot will reduce it to autopilot, or if it has one, some ships don't. Okay, so, got hit there. I took out their shields. We're actually in extremely good shape here. Usually, you won't be in nearly this good shape. The power surge is detected. There's gonna be a flood of frickin' drones coming, like, pecking away at my ship. Pew 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 lasers. The boarding party's dying. I gotta get them back. I'm still fighting off the boarding drone. Gotta draw some power. Gotta get those guys healed up. Got a burst of lasers. Like having two burst laser 2s, they do 3 damage each if they all hit. The ship is gonna be able to dodge now. I mean, I didn't expect that to take that out, but I guess their pilots were killing or something. So that's the easiest I've ever done, that phase. So don't get me wrong, guys, that phase has taken out so many of my ships, it's ridiculous. So, like, doing it that easily was kind of unbelievable. Yeah, I got hull breaches, got fires. There's a hull breach down there, I didn't even know it's there until I just like scouted my own ship. Get everybody healed up, get ready for the last phase. Only took 2 points of hull damage. Yeah, that was kind of ridiculous. It's not going to be that easy. Most of the time, pretty much all the time. I was not a Kickstarter for this game, so I have not played it that much. Although I did buy it at release after I watched a quick look over at Giant Bomb, thought it looked amazing. I wish I was a Kickstarter, because this project is very... I hope they do a lot of DLC for it, because it's more events, more ships, more crew, more weapons, more whatever. More dynamic, more different plot, who knows, like, you could expand this game in so many ways. People are already starting some mods for it, maybe they'll look into that later. But as is, the game's absolutely great. I wish I was a Kickstarter for it, supported this project, because they did a great job with it. 29 scrap. Could upgrade sensors? Nah, screw that. I'll upgrade the helm, just because, not for the auto evasion, that's obviously not very useful, but maybe it can absorb an extra hit, I don't know. Okay. So now it has the super shield and the super lasers. The boarding party obviously can't go in right now because super shields prevent teleporting. Let's get the anti-ship drone, then fire off my laser as soon as possible to get that shield down. And they're boarding us. They like hitting the oxygen room, which it's kind of helpful to have the extra oxygen level 2 or 3, probably just level 2. Because I do power down oxygen systems like almost every other fight, to be honest, trying to conserve power as much as possible. Here comes the missiles, see what they hit. 55% dodge rate, didn't take much damage at all, got fairly fortunate there. If you have a cloak, you're usually going to hit it during the missiles or the dodge swarm. Yeah, the drone swarm. I guess the ion bomb took out the shield, so That went pretty well. I didn't use the anti-personnel drone because it was just 2 humans as opposed to 2 rocks or 2 manuses, which would wreck me. Keep that power to dodge the missiles. Another barrage coming. Didn't lose anything important, so got the shields down. They don't have too much weapons left. Teleport the bomb in, take out that stupid missile launcher. Ion bomb, very good. Even Ion Blast 1. 1 power, it can take out shields or whatever you need. Ion Blast 2, 3 power is also very good, fires really fast. So, I did it! The Legacy 2! With a crew, Swiffle. My initial 3 starting crew actually survived this whole mission. Thanks for watching, guys. Good times.